In this lesson, we'll learn how to eliminate the effects of intercompany dividends. The same principle for intercompany transactions applies here. We have to adjust our financials and put everything back as if the intercompany transaction never happened. So there should be no trace of any intercompany transactions left on the consolidated financial statements. Let's see how this works with an example. Start with the question. What is the total amount of dividends that should be reported in the December 31st consolidated financial statements of Jonas and its subsidiaries, Apple and Banana? We know from the question that we have consolidated financials, and there is one parent and two subsidiaries, Apple and Banana. So they're really asking for consolidated dividends. Make a note on the top of your board. Let's think back to our sample consolidations worksheet. In the first column, we have the account names. In the second column, we have parents' account balances. In the third column, we have subsidiaries' account balances. And then in these next two columns, we have the debits and credits for any adjustments. The last column is for the consolidated balance. This shows us that the formula to get the consolidated balance is the parent's balance plus subsidiaries' balances plus or minus any adjustments in consolidation equals the consolidated balance. Now let's go to the rest of the prompt. Jonas Co. owns 90% of the common stock of Apple Corp. and 100% of the common stock of Banana Corp. Start with the picture, J at the top, and then we have A, 90%, and B, 100%. On December 30th, Apple and Banana each declared a cash dividend of $100,000 for the current year. Let's put that into our picture. We know we're looking for consolidated dividends. Let's plug the numbers we have so far into our formula. Start with Jonas's balance for dividends. Does the prompt give us any information for Jonas's dividends? Nope. Then we assume there are none, 0. Next, let's do the subsidiaries. The prompt says that Apple and Banana each declared $100,000 of dividends. That means that Apple had $100,000 of dividends and Banana had $100,000 of dividends, for a total of $200,000 subsidiary dividends. Next, the consolidation adjustments. This is where we get rid of all intercompany transactions. Let's start with Banana. Jonas owns 100% of Banana, and all of Banana's $100,000 of dividends are going to Jonas. The dividends between Banana and Jonas are all within the consolidated company. That makes all of these dividends intercompany. And what happens to intercompany balances? They get eliminated. So here, under our adjustments, we eliminate the whole $100,000. Now let's look at Apple. Jonas owns 90% of Apple. That means that 90% of Apple's $100,000 of dividends are going to Jonas. 90% of $100,000 equals $90,000. Only $90,000 of Apple's dividends are within the consolidated company. That makes $90,000 of these dividends intercompany. And what happens to intercompany balances? They get eliminated. So here, under our adjustments, we eliminate the $90,000. So what's the other 10%? It's 10% of $100,000, which equals $10,000. Who does this go to? It goes to the non-controlling interest, which is outside of the consolidated entity. Remember, we don't eliminate transactions with the outside. We assume that those are legitimate transactions. We only care about eliminating intercompany transactions within the consolidated entity, because you can't have transactions with yourself and record them like they're legitimate. Let's calculate the consolidation adjustments. $90,000 from A, $100,000 from B, for a total of $190,000. Now let's add up our formula. J's balance is 0, plus the subsidiary's balance is $200,000, minus the eliminating entries, $190,000, equals $10,000, for total consolidated dividends. Answer A. Just to summarize, to find consolidated balances, visualize the consolidation worksheet and go to our formula, which is parent's balance plus subsidiary's balance plus or minus any consolidation adjustments. And keep in mind the overall goal for intercompany transactions. We're just trying to put everything back as if the intercompany transaction never happened, meaning there should be no trace of any intercompany transactions left on our books, because Once parent and subsidiary are one entity, you can't have transactions with yourself and record them as legitimate. All right, guys, it's not the end yet, but we're getting close. Next up, we're going to review the process for goodwill impairment. This topic is one that has been tested in the past. You want to be sure to get these points on the exam. So stay with me. I'm Liz Cho with Test Prep in a Snap.